So, welcome everybody. This is day 4. Can you imagine day 4 already? It flew, didn't it? So, again, I'm Louise. I'm the founder of Cleotic. Cleotic is my own Irish brand of modelling clay. It doesn't stick to clothes, carpet, or hair. So that's why parents like it. It's not messy. And then whatever you make, you get to keep. So, provided you're happy with your creations, you get to keep them forever and ever. If not, you can put them back into the container. But it's lovely that you're able to keep these little keepsakes and you'll have them for years to come. So yesterday, just to recap, we made these. Well, I made two, obviously you made one, but that was a little character. No, that was the one I actually made live. So I was very happy with that, the way it turned out. And I hope the little moving mechanism works. So I'm just going to set that down for a minute. She's walking there. And then these were my earrings that we made. So my little earrings are quite cute. I didn't wear them today. I was going to, but just because it's not fully dry, I just didn't want to break them. And then there's the little ring, one of the little rings I made. So that was a good little one. Ours were great. Great. Good. Okay. So that there were the two things, the two sessions we made yesterday. And again, just give it maybe another day for the rings and the earrings so that they will dry and you can keep them and wear them or give them to whoever you want to. So I'm going to set these out of the way. And we're going to get clean. So I'm going to push this down again. And the main thing you guys see are my hands, okay? Like that, we can all see them. So the first character we're going to make is our mermaid / merman for the boys out there, okay? So I'll adapt it slightly so it looks more masculine, but if you're happy to make the girl, you go ahead. So the only difference is you won't have the little kind of the bra section here. You'll have little maybe nipples or something there, okay? And the hair, we can do it short or you can keep it nice and kind of surf-like as well and do it long. Okay, so that's one of them. And then the second one, this is quite an exciting one. I liked this one. This is a little wand pencil that I've made. But the special thing about this wand is this part here, you can see, you've got it in your kits. This is a luminous. So at nighttime, your wand will actually light up. So that's going to make your homeschooling all that little bit more exciting, isn't it? And then I put a little eye at the top of it, just so that it can see into the future, your pencil, okay? So it can help you to write. So the eye is there, that's going to glow. So in the dark, that'll glow up. That section there, just that bit there, okay? So that's our second activity. Our first one is obviously the Little Mermaid. So I'm going to put her up there so you can see it on the camera. And we're going to take out our clay now for number 4. So I'm opening up the pack here. I'm going to take out my peach. Now, look, see even mine, there's a tiny bit of blue, so I'm just going to nip that away. So if you have any little blue, it doesn't really matter if the yellow stuck to it because it'll blend in nicely, but just with the blue, if you see any bits of blue, take it away, just to be, so that it's just more clear and it's not going to be a tint of blue in it. So again, we're going to go through the basic shapes, boys and girls, and we're going to, just to remind ourselves of the shapes we need to make for anything we're making with Cleotic or any other modelling clay. So we're going to stretch it and fold it. So it's a peach I have. It's just a practice run as well. So just whatever the peach I supplied, we're going to do the 3 shapes. So we now all know now the first shape is the ball. Okay, good. So into our hands. So I'm going to do mine in the palm of my hands. Depends again, if you want to do it on the table, palm of your hand, it's whatever you feel comfortable with, boys and girls. So we're rolling. Okay, so I'm just going to look at the comments just later. So I'll just concentrate on doing this, okay? So into a ball, hold it up. Yeah, that's looking good. I know from this, I can see with this magic eye, I can see all yours. And I can see that the ball is just perfect. Well done, everybody out there. So then the next shape we're going to do is the droplet. So again, I am going to decide the halfway mark is around there. And we're going to roll over and back, over and back, over and back. So you have a fat bottom and a skinny top, okay? So that's the kind of shape we're after. So I think you will have perfected the droplet by now. That's a droplet. It is one of the most important shapes to know. So keep on, you know, just keep thinking about it, and we use it so much in clay modeling. Now the third shape is the most simplest shape. It's just a sausage. So we'll be using the sausage today predominantly for the hair, but I'm going to do my hair in a certain way. You can do it your own little style, but again, we're here to learn. I'm going to adapt it today, so it's not just straight hair. We're doing straight hair for the last few days, so I'm going to do a little bit of a kink, if you can see here. They're the three shapes anyway we need to know for the tutorial today: ball, droplet, and then the sausage. Okay. So the first thing we're going to do with our for our mermaid slash merman is the actual tail, this part here. So I'm sure you know, and you can see there, it's in the shape of a droplet. Very good. So I'm just going to put my peach away back into the container and take out the blue. So the blue, I'm just going to ask you, the majority of the blue is going to be used for this section here. So I'm going to just take a little bit away for the fins, for the bottom, and for the rim of the actual mermaid, that bit there. So I'll just show you here. So take around this amount away. That's probably too much. Okay, so I'm going to just don't, oops, it's just jumped over there. So larger bit for the main tail and the smaller bit for the fins at the end and for the little embellishment on the tail, okay? So I'm putting that aside just for a minute because we don't need it. So we're going to do our droplet. So again, into a bowl. I'm going to get my magic wand to see what you are doing out there. Yeah, I can see you're doing great balls. Good, good, boys and girls, well done. And I'm going to decide where the halfway mark is. So you go over and back, over and back. Now this one, as you can see from the little example I made, is quite an extended droplet. So you want to go over and back a little bit more today. So I'm just going to have, yeah. So something like that. I'm going to hold it up to you. So something like that. You extend the droplet. And I'm not actually that happy. I'm going to make that a little bit pointier. So I'm going to go back. So that's fine. We have that shape, but just go a little bit more pressurized on the tip. So it's more pointy. So like that. Yeah. Everybody okay? I can see those are fantastic. Yes. These are really come on since Monday. That's brilliant. Now, again, we use this tool for our Loch Ness Monster for the scales. We're going to do this more controlled today, more precise. So again, use this tool here. That way, so I'm going to just hold it up to the camera here. And I'm going to just press it in like that. Okay. And the same for the other one that way and that way. So you're going to do a series of them all up the tail, just to give the illusion that these are scales. That and that. So see the way I'm positioning it in the middle, okay? And do it all over. All over. Can everybody see that? Yeah. So you want to give, as I said, the illusion that this is a mermaid. So she's got scales on her, obviously on her tail or on her body, like that. So I'm just going to position on the ground on my table here. I'm just going to do it here. So I'm hoping you can see. You should be able to see clear enough. That, like that. And again, you can go around the side. So some of these may be quicker than others, but you can just do it nice and carefully. And the side, I'm doing it the side as well. I'm going to do the other side. So I'm turning it around in my hand and I'm going to show the camera. So just keep going in, and in. So you're putting pressure on it so that it'll stay like that and it won't jump out. Nice and firm, but fair. Okay. Do it again. In, and in. Now, because the body is going to be sitting in it, so I'm going to get my finger here, any one of your fingers, and just put a little bit of pressure on it. So there's a little indent. So that's where her upper body is going to go. Okay, so I've just got my finger and I've just indented it in like that, nice and carefully. And then I'm just going to do a few more little scales around it, just to give her a design edge. There you go. So you have a little insert there, and this is where the body, her body will be positioned in it, okay? Now, the next thing we're going to do is, remember we set a bit of blue aside, we're going to take a larger, so look at, I've taken this amount, I'll show it to you in a bowl format, like that, and we're going to half it, okay? Maybe even less than half, whatever you feel, but the bigger part you have will be used for the little fin parts at the bottom. I'll show you here. This is the part here. Okay, these two bits. So again, remember we said if you're making anything that has to be the same size, like arms and legs, always start off with a larger amount. So there's my larger amount, and we're going to divide it into two. So nice and carefully into two. And there are obviously, if you can see the shape there, they're flattened droplets. So into a ball, nice and carefully, nice and circular, into a ball, two balls, and then two droplets, and then we're going to flatten it. Okay, so look at the side where the halfway mark is, over and back, nice and carefully. Same for the other one. So we have two little droplets now, and we can go a little bit sharper just to give it more of a fin-like appearance, like that. And then we're going to flatten it. So boys and girls, you flatten there, you flatten there. Okay? So the ears might be bigger, ears might be smaller. Don't worry, it's perfect. And the blue that we're not using, that's going to be for later. So I'm just setting that underneath there just to be careful, okay? So that it doesn't dry out. Now, when we have our two fins done, we just want to give, again, the illusion of texture. So we're going to use this, remember our tool here? So this is the smooth side. You're going to press in halfway. I'm going to hold it up to the camera like that. And then all around. You can do it your own way, just to give it little lines. Like that. And the other side as well. Like that. Yeah. So, and then we position that to the end of our tip. So you can see that there, like that. Okay, so I'm just going to set that aside and then do the next one. So you just do the next one there, slice into it whatever way you want, just to try and get it equal as the way you did the other one. Now, and that, and that. Oops. So they're kind of almost like little leaves, aren't they? So you could use that for future reference when you're making little flowers. Can't keep up. I'm just going to hold on there. 1 minute. I'll just go back in it now. Pam to everyone. Okay. So Pam, we have the body. We have used our tool to make the little fin impressions. Okay. Then we've used our thumb and we've put a little pressure in the middle there. That's where the body's going to sit. And we've made our two flattened droplets for the fins here and here. Okay. So it's all droplets we've made so far. Now, I'm going to hold it up again. So you should have been able just to do that nice and easy, you know, with the little impressions for scales. I'm going to set that aside. So if you want to continue on there, and then we're going to start the actual little body. So her upper torso, if you can see when you turn around to the back, is a droplet. So again, I'm going to just have to show you the amounts we need, okay? So we have our peach here, set that aside. We're going to roll it into a ball and we're going to use half. So whatever amount of clay I've given you, divide it into two of the peach, okay? So one of those halves are going to be enough for the body. The other part is going to be for the head and for the arms. Does that make sense? So look at, that's the only amount. I've just halved them. So we're going to roll one of them into the ball and then the droplet. So that's going to be the body there. Okay, so into a ball. And then the droplet for the body. Good. Into a ball like that. Again, you decide where the halfway mark is and you put a little bit of pressure over and back like this, over and back. Okay. So you should have something simple, like a little shape like that. Again, this is, how many droplets have you done? You've done 1, 2, 3. This is our 4th droplet. So we're doing good. Now, everybody has a little belly button. So we're going to give her or him a little belly button. So I'm going to use this tool here. Okay, the eye socket tool, and we're just going to put in a little indent where the little belly button should go. So someplace like that. Just a little bit of pressure, again, just to give it more realistic appearance. Okay, now for the boys, you could do maybe little red, tiny little red nipples there, but for the girls, we're going to just cover her little chest area. So we're going to give her little shells, so as if she's wearing little shells, okay? Now, you can go with the blue. If you have any blue, you can use blue, but just be mindful, we need a little bit of blue for the rim. So I'm going to use the colors from my intro set. So it's only a small little amount you need. So I'm going to go with just orange because I don't want black anyway. I don't want that. So whichever color you choose, I'm going to go with orange. So it's only a small amount you need to use to make your little shells. And boys, you can use the shells, make shells yourselves here anyway, and you can use them as little accessories. So you can use that anyway. You just don't have to stick it onto our body. So with the orange, I mean, you need very small amounts, boys and girls, very small, around that amount, okay, for the two little, kind of the little top, okay, 2 shells. And then we're going to divide that into half, into a ball, whoops, and then cut it into 2, okay, and then into a ball, flatten it, gently flatten it, not too flat, because you want to give the illusion that she's got little boobs, so like that, and the other one like that, okay. Now, again, it's just like the little fins in the feet. We're going to use our tool here. So this side, and we're going to do little indents, slices. So little slices like that. Just small little slices to give the illusion of like a shell. Is it a scallop shell or some of those scallops? This, whoops, like that, okay? I'm going to do the same the other side. So you just want it to look like a little shell. 2 little shells, like that and that. Whoops. Okay, so that's her body. Remember we had the little belly button. So the body again is a droplet. You have used 2 bits of orange to illustrate she's wearing a little shell top. I'm going to stick on the little shells now. Like that. And like this. Hold on, I just can't see because yeah, like this. Ta-da! Yeah? Right. Now I'm gonna just, again, boys, if you didn't want to make the shell, obviously for the little male, he wouldn't have them, but you can have them just sitting around the base of the actual merman. So then I'm going to put her up there. Like that. So just to recap, we have the lower body done, we have the fins done, we have the droplet for the body, and then we have shells for her little covering her chest, okay? Yeah, very good. Now, again, going back, because we kept that little bit of blue aside. So I'm going to roll that into a into a sausage, nice and curvy, into a little sausage. And then you wrap it around the base. It's just, again, these are little tips that I've learned throughout my 10 years of model making, and it just gives a more finished final design. It just looks more professional, okay? You don't want to do it, you don't have to, but I just think it gives a little bit more finesse, okay? So again, I just have to turn it around to me for 1 minute and then I'll turn it up to the screen. Look at, okay? Now, The next little stage we're going to go on to is the head. So we've done a few little heads this week. We've made it for the Cyclops, we've made it for the little knight or the lady knight, whatever one you made yesterday. So we should be quite good, and for the fairy. So we're very good now at making heads, and that's a big achievement because it takes a while, you know, to perfect portraits and little heads. So we have the amount of flesh, but the next thing we have to do is you have to be mindful, we have to make little arms. So we're going to take around this amount for arms. Okay, around, I'm going to, no, just 1 minute there. So that's going to be used like small little bits for the arms, and then that's the amount for the head. So head, arms are much smaller. We're going to get 2 arms from that, be mindful of that. Okay, so I'm going to just ask my little mermaid to step out just off my tray there for a minute. I'm going to prop her up, and I'm going to use the black just to illustrate it, because the peach on the white is a little bit difficult for you to see. So we're going to do the arms next. So the arms are going to be coming down here. So with the smaller piece of peach we've taken away, we're going to roll it into a ball, again, nice and carefully. And then, as we've been saying all week, arms, legs, ears, everything that has 2, roll a larger ball and then divide it into 2. They're going to be equal. So I don't see, mine isn't equal, so I'm just going to nip it a little bit more away. Oops. Now, so they're the kind of the amounts we're going to use, just a small little amount for the arms. And the arms are extended droplets, okay? Look at 2 amounts equal-ish, not too, mine are not too great, hope yours are better. But we'll just go with that for now. So extended droplets, remember, into a ball first, and then you roll, go to the halfway mark and keep rolling out like that. So it's going to be 1 arm. It's nice and slim, and it's long. You want it quite long, just to give it, because our arms are quite long in relation to our body. So like that. Now mine isn't exact, and that's not a great one. That one's a good one there. That one's a little bit smaller, but I'm going to go with it. You may have more time. You can do it as exact as you want, but just for now, we're okay with that. We're going to put it to the side, and just to give the hand a little bit of an illusion that it's flatter, we're going to nip it like that, just a little bit down like that. Again, I have to turn it to me. Yeah, so I've just, what I've got my 2 fingers there. I've pinched in just so it's a little bit flatter. And I'm going to do, so this is my second arm, everybody can see. The hands are at the bottom. I'm going to flatten them out slightly, like that. We'll put it onto the tray. So you can see like that. It's almost like a wooden spoon, isn't it? Yeah, and then we're going to put it on the other side. Just like that. Again, I need to turn it around to see, because sometimes I want to get them as balanced and as symmetrical. Remember we said about symmetrical as we physically can. Okay, like that there. So we have the head, we haven't got the head done. We're talking about, we have the body, we have the little bra, we have the arms, and we have the little legs done. So she's coming along nicely. Okay, now the next section we're going to do, so we have the head. So this is the amount I'm using for the head. I'm only going to take, because remember we need the eyes, we need the ears, we need the 2 ears, and we need a nose. So I'm going to take a small little bit for each of that. So around that amount, a tiny amount for ears and nose. So that's going to be for my head. The majority of it obviously going to be for the head, and a tiny amount for the nose and for the ears. Setting that aside for a minute, I'm going to concentrate on making a really lovely wrinkle-free ball. So into a ball. Into a ball like this. Okay. Now, I'm going to see, what are you doing out there? Yes, I can see, it's brilliant. Good. So into a ball, and then we're going to get our little nose, tiny little nose, because you want the little merman or mermaid to have a nice small little nose around that size, and you put it in the center of where the head is, of the center of the, sorry, of her head, yeah. Like that, and like that. Okay. And then we're going to get, remember this eye socket tool? So this is very important, and you're going to indicate where your eyes will go. So I'm going to put my eyes here and here. So the eyes are going to be above, obviously, the little nose. I don't know if you can see that, just imprinted in with a good bit of pressure. And then we're going to put on our ears. So look at, I only have a small amount, but it's plenty. It is actually plenty. And you're going to divide that into 2 to make 2 little balls so that they're equal. Just getting you off there, merman and mermaid. And then it's going to show you how doing the ears. So a larger ball, divide it into 2. And then do your balls of ears, if you know what I mean. So one ear is going to be one ball, the other ear is going to be the other ball. Now my cutting skills today are very poor. I keep on getting uneven amounts. So even like me, and as I said, I'm doing it 10 years, you just have to pay attention to it just to get it exact. So 2 little balls for the ears. And then I'm going to use this tool, I think, okay? Again, this tool, the eye socket tool. Okay, and just insert like that. And then stick it on where the head is. I'll recap in a minute, so just bear with me 1 minute, okay? Just bear with me 1 minute, like that, and like that. So it's the ears, okay? I just have to see, someone said, tell me to wait from Cara. Oh, Kira. Okay, Kira, yeah. Now, I'm just going to recap here what I've done. We've made the ball for the head. We've inserted our eye socket. So everybody out there, let's listen. We've got our eye sockets here and here, and then 2 little ears, which again consists of 2 balls that are flattened. And I use this tool to attach them on. Yeah, so it's coming together, isn't it? It's looking like a little head there. Now, again, getting back to this tool here, this is one of my favorite tools. Again, I use it so often. We want to give her a smile. So you know that from making your night yesterday. So it's just all similar. You push it in, push it in, push it in, a big smiley head, because she's having a good time in the sea, this lady here. There's a glare there, but you can see, hopefully, it's just like an impressed it into the clay, like that, a big smiley head. Okay. Now, so we can get back to our eyes. So today the eyes are getting actually smaller because the little head is smaller than, I think, well, my head is smaller than my knight from yesterday. So we're going to go tiny again with the white. I mean tiny. So everybody try and get the white out. Just get a few minutes to get that organized. White. So again, it's white for the biggest part of the eye is the white, and then the color is going to be the next size, which I'm going to use blue as well. Just nip a bit of blue, just to keep that there. So we're going to start off with the white for the eye first. So remember, take a tiny bit away. So I'm doing it at the same, hopefully, kind of pace as you. So around that amount of white. Nothing too big. That might be even too big, but just so you can see an example. And then I'm going to divide that into 2. So that little bit is for the eye, and divide it into 2 for 2 eyes. And I'll put my lid on and set it aside. So taking it out here, into 2. Yeah. So mine little eyes after there seem like a good size. So again, see how tiny you're going. And you all have lovely smaller fingers than I have, so you'll be well able for this. So into a ball and put it in the eye, into the eye socket. The other ball, look at how tiny it is, and into the eye socket. Okay. Again, holding it up, eye sockets in, or sorry, the eye, white color of the eye is in the eye socket. Now, as I said, I'm going to choose blue for my eyes. You could go green, so just be mindful of whatever color you go, but you have to go tinier than the white. Whatever bit of white you chose, go smaller. So I'm just trying to imagine you open it up and take a tiny little bit of the blue, and then divide that into 2. Here, isn't it? Yeah, can you see there it is? Yeah, it's just tiny. And then divide it into 2, and then 2 balls. Okay. So you have a tiny little blue, it goes on top of the white, and same for the other one. So my blue is a little bit too big, but still, sure, it looks good. Yeah, a nice and dramatic blue. That's better without the glare there. See? Ears, nose, mouth, eyes done. Now, if you want, if anybody's waiting there, you don't have to, if anybody's a little bit behind, you don't have to do this, but just, we're here again to learn. So I'm just going to take a tiniest. So we went from a large bit of white to a smaller bit of blue to the teeniest. That's even too much, boys and girls. So I'm going to go tiny and I'm going to hold it up to the camera. See, it's like a nib of a pencil. And then you can divide that half in. So that's the pupil of the eye. That's the pupil of the eye. I'm going to come back here. Look, you can't even hardly see it on my table. You just divide into two. And that's going to be the pupil of the eye. So don't, I know sometimes boys and girls you do big black bits, but try and keep it smaller than the blue. And again, that just gives it more of a life-like impression. So there, you see, if I could tilt that, yeah. The glare there. There, in black on top of the blue. Now, she is looking bold, or he is looking bold, obviously at the moment, but that is going to be rectified now. So in the little kit as well, I supplied the yellow. So if you just stretch it and fold it, this is a more pliable yellow. It's quite stretchy. You just stretch and fold there just to make it a little bit more easier to handle. Now, yesterday and the day before, we did kind of basic enough hairstyle, didn't we? We just used sausages. So today we might just ramp it up a bit, but if anybody wants to go a bit easier, you can just do the sausages, that's fine. But again, we're all here to progress and to learn a little bit more about model making. So I'm going to ask you to divide the yellow into, and then for the boys, you just do a shorter version of this. So I'm taking your head off a minute, I need this black bit here. So you can do a shorter version, but you can keep it, you could have kind of dreadlocks, so they could be long enough as well. Bring that down, yeah. So 1, 2, 3. So you're going to roll sausages, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I think that'll be enough for me, okay? And so remember, we're going to make them into sausages. So I'm just doing it on the white here, just so it's easier for me. So you just put pressure on it, and you just roll them into sausage. With this yellow, it's a slight different feel. It's kind of, it's more elasticated, I suppose, but just work with it, okay? Work with it. Like this, and like this. So making all our little sausages first. And then we're going to show you a new hairstyle for today. I'm going to prop her up just the back of her. She's flopping over, isn't she? So I'm just going to show her here. So that was the hairdo I did for this character. It's more curlier. So you want to try and get a nice curly illusion if you're happy with that. But if you want to just keep it straight, you just do them straight. But again, it's just nice to vary it and to learn new skills. So I'm rolling my sausages still. I hope everybody else is. And we all have longer bits and shorter bits in our hair, so we don't have to be too exact. And see, even the way mine is kind of like that, it's not exactly smooth. It's okay, because it kind of looks like it dreads and more, it'll be not nice when it's curly, if you know what I mean. So I don't mind that. I'm not just going to worry too much about that. And the other one, so I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, I have 6 already. Like that. 7. I'm going to stop at 7, okay, because just to see how we get on, right? So this is the new technique of today. So again, if you find this too challenging, just do it straight, but I'm here to progress you. So that's the aim. So we're going to twist it, if you can, twist it. It's like a little corkscrew kind of hairdo we're giving her, or him. Remember, you can do it shorter and it'll just be a little boy, okay? So I might do mine like that amount. I twisted it. I'm going to just put that away. Don't panic. I'm going to do it again. So we have one of our strands. We're going to get our fingers and we're going to turn it around. It's like this. Turn it around with our fingers. Turn it around. Turn it around like that. Okay. I'm going to do the same here. So turn it around. Turn it around. turn it around like that. Okay, like that. I'm just going to put it on. So they're the 3 ones I've done so far. I'm just going to start putting it onto her hair, just so I can see the length. So I'm going to start off in the middle of her head, and I'm going to just put it on like that. See? And the same for the other sides. You want to get it, I'm going to try and get it like that, and the other side. So it's kind of like ringlets. But again, the boys, you can do shorter versions. You're well able for it yourselves now. You can do whatever hairstyle you want to. Now, I'm going to just twist again. So remember, twist, 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 and twist. It takes a little bit of practice out, but again, you can do it any way that you feel comfortable with. So I've stuck that on top. So I put 2 to the side and kind of 1 on her little in a fringe or in the middle of her head. Okay. So I'm going to concentrate and do that, and same for you. So you just do it. And each time I'm making a corkscrew, I will show you how I'm doing. So again, if anybody's missed, hold it like that, and then twist. You have to go like that. It's twisting around. Twisting around, twisting around. So hold it in your hand, twist, twist. And some of you boys and girls from doing real life workshops, you can actually do lovely hairdos. You know, I know that because you have more little skill with that than I probably would ever have. I'm going to twist it and stick it on. Once it's stuck on, it gives the illusion of little curly hair, doesn't it? Okay, so I'm going to keep doing that. So another strand, we're going to twist, we're going to twist, and we're going to twist. So she's a little bit disheveled. Mine's a little bit disheveled from the sea. So you can do yours more exact. I quite like that look. So into a sausage square, I need to do more basically hair. So maybe this applies to you as well. Long sausages, and then we'll do the twist. Twist, twist, twist. So I'm doing another 3. I think that'll be enough for me. And if not, we can add more. So don't panic. If there's bald patches, we can add into it. Don't worry. So twist, 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 and twist. So again, like if you are behind and I'm going too fast, you have all the time in the world like afterwards. So you can add your hair. Again, you can update what you think you've missed out on. So you don't worry about that. But I'm just doing it here. This twist, twist. And then stick it to the back. So let me just see. Yeah. So look at. That's a little back of her head. And I'm going to go again, twist it. And if it's a boy, keep it short. Or if you want, again, you can go longer. Just up to use. And again, with chaotic, there's a bit of a stretch. So if you think it's too short, you can pull it out and it's fine. Now, I have one little bit more left that I'm going to utilize. So I'm going to do it into the final strand and do my twisty curly hair. So in the fingers, twist around, and twist around. Okay, and then add it on. Okay, so my little head is coming along nicely. She looks good. So I'm going to position my head on. So I'm going to put this here on my little tray and put her head on resting nicely. So I just have to see mine first, and then I'll show it to the camera because I'm after, I held my eye a little bit funny. So I'm just going to adapt it there and adapt it there like that. So how's everybody getting on? Are we all right? Are we? Okay. So just to recap, the hair, you could have done it any way you want. I was just giving you the illusion or the inspiration to do a curly little hair, or if it's a boy, a little short curly hair. So if you're merman, mermaid should be near completion. And again, you know the basics now. So if you think you want to go back, now please do after this tutorial ends and add, if there's any ball bits, you can add hair to her, okay? And you should have some colors left in your packs. I have quite a lot of mine, and I'm making double the amount of characters you are, so I've still got quite a lot of clay there. Now, so that completes that one. That one, yeah, completes our little mermaid. Okay. Now, the second one is our pencil wand. Okay. And as I described earlier, we have in this pack, so we're going to open our packs all at the one time. So I have the gold, I have some brown, and then I have my glow in the dark. And I have an eye. You all should have an eye. And if you didn't have an eye in that pack, you should have had an extra eye left over from your Cyclops, so you could use that as well. But, or you can make your own eye. Whatever you want to do, please feel free. So mermaids and mermans out of the way, just for now. And we're going to go on to our second activity, which is our wand. So again, with the pencil that was supplied, we're going to start off with, I'm going to actually start off with the glow in the dark. Now, see, even the way my glow in the dark does a little bit of the gold, it's no big deal. I could leave it in, but I'll just take it out. So if you have any colors, just take it out like that for now. And see the feel, you have to feel this glow in the dark. It's actually one of my favorite clays from the Chaotic range. It's very smooth, it's very satisfying to use. So I'm going to stretch it and fold it just for you to get familiar with the actual feel of it. Okay, so I was thinking, because it's a wand, I want to have, obviously the handle is like this here, but we want to keep the skinnier part there. It's so soft. Yeah, it is, isn't it lovely? I find it very therapeutic. This luminous one is very nice. I want to keep some of the pencil actually visible. So I might start up. Please, boys and girls, just a little pointer, don't be using it today because you want it to dry. You know, that's the aim. So I'm going to extend the pencil will be bigger, so the glow in the dark will come out this way, if you know what I mean. So we're going to roll into a ball. Take a little bit away, actually, just even for the base. Just take a little bit away because you should have enough of plenty of the clay. So just take a little bit, only a little bit away, just to accessorize as well the other part of the wand. So we're going to use a good bit of the majority of the clay now into a ball, and then into kind of a sausage shape, like that. Nice thick sausage, okay? So I'm just going to insert my pencil up. So look at what I'm doing, inserting it up. So wands are usually quite long, so that's why I'm just adapting my design slightly today, because I think it'll work better for you as a wand. You want to give the illusion of a wand. So you see, I've inserted the pencil part of it onto the glow in the dark clay, like that. And you want to grip it there. You just want to make it tight so that it'll adhere to the actual base or the actual body of the pencil. So keep it. I've used that amount. So that's the amount of pencil I have left. Look at. That's the amount of pencil I have left. You can go more or less, whatever you think wands should be like. You probably know more about wands than I ever will. Over and back. Like that. And again, with Chaotic, it shrinks, so eventually it'll adhere to the actual pencil. Okay, I'm going to tap that up there. So that's the top of it, nice and flat. And then tap, tap, tap on the table. And this is where we're going to put the eye. So we want to kind of illustrate or highlight the eye. So I'm going to put a bit of gold just on the base there, So a small amount, around this amount, very small amount of the gold. So it's a gold we're using. We used it a bit yesterday, so again, we're going to use it today, and it feels soft as well, okay? So into a ball, and then just put it in the center of the top of our pencil. So we have the pencil base, we have the luminous clay, and we have the top like that. Okay? I'm going to insert our eye. So that's my eye. You may have a different eye again. You may have a bigger one, but just insert it into it. Okay, so it's a little one eye. That looks good, doesn't it? Now, again, to just highlight this here, we want to go around with a sausage around the rim. Okay, so we've done the eye in the center with the gold, but just to highlight and to make it a little bit more exciting, we're going to put a little tiny rim of gold around the edge. So again, this amount of clay, and then roll into a sausage. So boys and girls, you're well able for that now, aren't you? Over and back, over and back. So nice sausage. And again, if it's not, I don't know if my sausage is going to be long enough, I'm going to just wrap it around anyway. I'm going to pull it, I'm going to wrap it around. And I'm actually, see, I don't always get it right, the dimension or the size. So I'm just going to add a little bit more gold to mine. Just a little bit. From there to there, okay? So that's coming along very nicely. And it'll dry light as well. So you know with chaotic, there is shrinkage and it dries lighter. Now the next little part of our wand, we're going to go with like a wooden element. So we have the brown. So some of the brown might be nice and sticky. Mine's a little bit, it's a little bit drier. There's different just feels, but just stretch it and fold it whatever way you have it. And then we're going to add it to the base to around here, okay? So we've got here, sorry, like that. We have that done. We're going to get our brown. We're going to wrap it around our pencil. So I'm just going to take my time and I'm going to wrap it around. So don't use all the brown, just do a little bit. I've taken half of what I was given and then just wrap it around nice and carefully. So like that, and you can pull it down, pull it down. You can go like this, so in between the palm of your hands, just so that it comes down a little bit more. See? Okay. If you want, I might actually continue all the way down, so it's like a wooden wand. So it's like a wooden wand, and then the luminous top. I'm going to go back over and back like this. See? Just bringing it down there, like that. You can continue on. I don't know whether should we continue on, do you think? It's up to you. So you can bring it all down to the pencil, it's up to you. Okay, but you should have your brown, you should have your luminous. So we're doing good. Now, after that, then I'm going to set my brown aside just for the minute. And then we're going to add gold embellishments all around as well. Gold embellishments. So we're going to roll sausage. So I've taken around that amount of the gold for now, just a little bit away from the gold. And we're going to roll into a sausage, roll into a nice long sausage. And we're going to wrap it around parts of a wand. Okay. So we have that done there. That's what I'm doing. But actually, when I think about it, just to give it the illusion of some wood, we're going to get our tool here and we're going to just do little lines on it so that it looks like wood. This section looks like wood. You know the way wood always kind of has different little grains. So I'm going to do that all around it. All around, all around. So I'm going to just put it on my table for a minute, just so, and then I'll hold it up to the camera. So I'm going to just get my tool, my flat base, and do little incisions all the way down. So it gives the look. This is a wooden magical wand. Like this, and this is actually, yeah. So look at. Again, it's just adding texture. It's adding more realistic look that this is made from wood. All the way down, like that. Like that. And if you've gone to the bottom, please feel free to do that if you want. I'm just going to, I think, stick with that for now. So then with the silver that we have, or sorry, with the gold that we've rolled into a sausage, you can wrap it around. You can wrap it around the base here, around the woodeny section. So wrap it around, and wrap it around. Okay, and I'm going to do another one. Okay, so look, it's like that. See? So again, you have the luminous, you have the wooden section, and now we have some gold embellishment. And we're going to get our hand and just impress the gold into it so that it's more part of it as opposed to it sticking out. Okay. Now, just again, to make this a little bit more exciting up here, this is a little bit flat. So you could go, I'm going to go a combination of both. I'm going to wrap some gold around it. Don't go too mad with the gold. Just whatever you do, carefully place it because you want to see the luminous in the dark. So tonight in your room, you can have it and you'll see how it lights up. So it'll be very exciting. So again, I'm going to use around this amount of clay, boys and girls, around this amount, and we're going to roll it into a sausage. Into a sausage like this. So keep going with your sausage there. I just want to make sure that just with your mermaid, make sure she's propped up against something like those tubs that I gave you. So just be mindful of that because I get to see her head wilting there. Now, again, a sausage around that thickness, that length, something similar. And then we're going to wrap it around the glow in the dark section. So like that. Like that, see? And I'm going to continue on with another one. So you can do more or less, but remember, you want to be able to see that the glow in the dark actually glows. So not too big, thick of sausages. Whatever you do, do it nice and slim, boys and girls out there, okay? Like this, like this. Now, and then I'm going to do it again. So look, I finished off there. So I'm going to continue to wrap it from there onwards. So wrapping around, wrapping around, wrapping around. Like that, like that. Now, and then at the very base, I want to just maybe add a little bit of finesse there. So I'm going to add some of my gold just to the bottom there, just to give it a little bit of pizzazz. Push that eye in. So remember the wand, you go like this. So it's, you know, you're holding, that's the handle kind of part of it. So I just want to be able to show you how to complete, you know, to make nice little finished pieces. So look, see the way I added onto my one I made earlier, just at the base. So again, a thickened sausage. So around this amount, I've taken around that amount of clay, and you roll into a sausage. So you had freedom there kind of to design your wand whatever way you wanted. It wasn't, you know, it's up to you kind of this little activity. It's more freestyle. I'm just showing you what I would do. So like that at the base. Okay. Now, I have got a lot of gap. I'm going to have a lot of, sorry, this is a lot of the glow in the dark here. So I'm just going to add a few little dots, just a few, because I have still got a lot of the gold left. So I'm going to roll it into a ball and then just do a few little three-dimensional little balls like that and then flatten it into it. One, and I'm just going to do three. Again, you can do more or less, but try and keep as much of the glow in the dark as you can. So you'll be able to see it tonight when you have it maybe in your bedroom or wherever you position it, you'll see it glow. Like that, like that. Okay, so I'm quite happy with my wand pencil. I'm going to make it nice and stick to it there. And again, boys and girls, like that's one I made. Now I made that last week and it's solid. So just be mindful, it takes a few days. So I wouldn't maybe be doing your writing with it today. You want to keep it nice. So away and it'll air dry and then it will obviously adhere to the actual pencil. So I hope you enjoyed that one there. That was a nice little simple one. And there was more freedom in that one because you could design it as you kind of wished. So there's the two, that's one there. These are the magic pencil ones to make homeschooling all the more better for you all, hopefully. Sorry, if the mermaid head does not stick with the body, what can we do? Oh, right, yeah. I'm going to answer a few questions here because, sorry, if the mermaid head does not stick to the body, that's a good question. If you find that the head is not sticking, just get a tiny bit of water. Yeah, good. Very good, Ali. Yeah, tiny little bit of water to the head and then stick it to the body. And another thing I do, if you have little cocktail sticks, I'm sure your mums would have at home, I put them in. This is my little dragon from earlier on this week. I would put a skewer into it as well, and then you can stick the head on, and then the head rotates. So that gives it an element of movement and more kind of animation. Just be mindful of that as well. That was a good question. You think your mom is that good? Yeah, I think that's very good. So yeah, that was a good idea. If any parts are falling off of the Little Mermaid, yeah, a little bit of water, tiny wee bits on the tip of your finger and stick it on, and then the head will adhere to the other part. So well done, everybody. I hope you enjoyed that one today. So there's my complete one. There we go. And then we have, that was my favorite. Oh, very good. Very good. Yeah, this was nice. I enjoyed it myself, actually. I did enjoy it myself doing that one. And the Little Mermaid or Merman. Okay. So only one more day to go. Tomorrow is obviously Friday, day 5. So what we making? Oh yeah, nice little characters. You love actually tomorrow's one. There's a magnet in that one as well, so that'd be nice for you to stick your little creation at the end onto a fridge or something. So listen, thanks very much, and really hope you enjoy that. Again, I'll be uploading this tutorial onto YouTube later on. So that's John Shield. Thank you. They were all very cool. I enjoyed it. Very good. Kira, great. Thank you. And I hope everybody was able to follow at an okay pace. I did try and slow down, but it's difficult just to gauge what stages people are at. Okay. Thank you so much. I really appreciate all your participation and all your lovely comments there. Okay, that was great, and we love our creations. Great, good. So stay safe. Goodbye, and thanks so much. Okay, thank you so much. All the best. That means enjoyed it. Very good. Very good. Brenda Kane. Thank you, Brenda.